Hey, howdy and hello, gamers. Welcome back to round 6 of the Summer Contenders Series. I'm here again with the one and only phenomenal Naku. What's up,
Yeah,
Naku?
I am doing a little bit better now, being able to take that break, get some water in my system after such an eccentric map versus O3 Splash. But we are back here to watch Pip versus Timeless. I believe the Pirates of Pyjamas just won 3-1 against Rift. So they're probably feeling pretty good, pretty warm going up into this next game, whereas Timeless looking to redeem themselves here after Map 5 loss versus O3 Splash.
Yeah, Timeless have now lost to O3 Splash and to Strix. So, if they can win against Pirates in Pajamas, they will have set themselves in stone to be a top tier team, but kind of under that top tier, if you will, until they have the opportunity to prove themselves
Yeah,
otherwise.
Timeless needs to win this to put themselves back at a good standing here. If they put themselves in a position where they're 3-3, that's going to look rough for them. In Pirates of Pajamas is not a team to laugh about. Strider, Scissors, Airkek, Chronic, Stone, Z-Man, Zolek, even Neptune, who is a sub. Uh, is who has played with Timeless in the past. Neptune is a great player. But yeah, this is not a team, that you want to exactly scoff at, but I do think it's a team that, Timeless has really good chances against. And it's exactly the kind of match that they need to win right now.
Yeah, going right into it. Antarctic Peninsula. This is a map we haven't seen a whole lot yet in professional play. So being able to see it with these two phenomenal teams against each other is amazing. Having Zolik, a long time player in Overwatch, we've seen for ages. I mean, Team Canada 2018, 2017, going all the way
Yeah.
back there. And then the only Spaniard in NA contenders, Erikek. But we are going to see Strider being the starting tank with Chronic and Z-Man, the up-and-comers, if you will.
Yep.
And we're going to see a very similar, but still noticeable difference here in compositions.
Yeah, we're gonna see Timeless come out with the Wub and with the Wub on the Hanzo, which is something that we is pretty classic for Timeless here, and it's actually something that they're comfortable with coming into the second game of the day. Uh, keeping what they know, keeping playing comfortable heroes that they know that they're good at, coming in here and exactly like I'm talking about, Wub gets the first pick onto the Lucio here. It's going to make a massive difference as Strider is caught out onto the point. It's going to go down. Wub gets caught out barely by Scissors, who goes for a crazy play with Chronic, but it will not matter for the rest of Pip as Timeless manages to take them down.
Pirates and Pajamas deciding to position themselves onto point, whereas Timeless were able to take two separate angles, playing on that high ground. Really good game plan, playing nice and slow, waiting for their opportunity until the Wubzo struck once more.
Yeah, absolutely, and Wub, signature Hanzo hero, absolutely incredible player, and going for the picks that they absolutely need to get in order to win this round.
Yeah, the early window coming out from Scuffed forces Pirates and Pajamas to just back up a bit. Just gonna kind of be playing their time. They have the window as well, which they can definitely take advantage of. Timeless, no other ults on the board. Z-Man gonna be trying to go wide, uses it. The wall from Doom comes out to cut it off. Just Cuffa stuck in the
Ooh,
corner. Oh no, the lamp
Kuffa
comes out too late from Scuff.
forced in that corner is going to bring Kuffa all the way down to 0 HP, and that's looking bad for Timeless as the rest of Pip is going to be able to push their way onto point. Doomed is going to ice block onto it to secure a little bit more percentage, but it will not matter much as Doomed goes down and Pip is able to capture that control point.
Pip with a lot of known names and newer names like Chronic, Z-Man, big ranked players that even myself a while ago played on a team with Chronic. It was a lot of fun. He was insanely good at Widow, his specialty, if you will, at those hit scans, and we're seeing that come into fruition on the Sojourn. We're gonna see Pirates and Pajamas get forced back, but a wall from Doomed.
Swab goes really low there, looking at not good, but same can be said for Strider as a beat is forced out by Pip as, Chronic gets a crazy kill onto Wob as he tries to get over that corner, and the rest of Pip is able to follow suit. Z-Man killing 2 as Pip manages to take down the rest of Timeless.
Oh, very well done from Pip. Although they had to use a lot of ults to it, at least Timeless had to invest quite a bit as well. Both basically identical ults on the board. Just those Baptiste walls, if you will. Timeless going to be doing something a little new with their pathing, going all the way around onto that left side. They're going to actually be flipping the map, it looks like, as Pirates and Pyjamas kind of still just setting up like they normally would, playing far back. The ult early from Scuffed and Z-Man just kind of levels the playing field. Chronic with a nice pick onto Wub through the window.
That's such a big pick from Chronic there. Taking out both DPS for Timeless is going to put Timeless in a rough position to get any damage out, and it's going to matter as Kuffa goes down, and they get a bit of a stagger onto Scuffed here. Poor guy! He's forced to stay alive past his due date, unfortunately, on that point, as Pip counts down the percentage on this, and Timeless needs to touch. That's exactly what's going to happen as Doomed triple blinks onto the point. A wall comes out a little early from Scissors, maybe, as Doomed gets caught out pretty low onto the point, going for a flank. They read that like a book as Kuffa tries to get a pick onto the back line, but goes too low, has to hold the right click, and it won't matter as he goes down, and Pip looks like they're going to be able to take this first point on Antarctic.
I will be frank, I did not expect this from Pirates and Pyjamas. I thought that this would be a close match, but Timeless kind of eking it out, and it might be too soon to say so. But Pirates and Pyjamas, the way that they went about taking their fights were very clean, very decisive. Timeless sometimes initially being decisive, but then as the fights would get longer and longer, they would get more split and almost confused.
Yeah, I think I'm just really impressed by Pip here. I think they look fantastic out there, Chronic especially. Even confident enough to swap over to Hanzo against Swab is a major play here coming out from Chronic, but they were managed to be dominant on that Soldier in there, which I think made a big difference, being able to get those early picks. I think Pip just looks really good out there, and that's making a major difference here, as Timeless is going to swap up their team comp a little bit and put Kuffa onto the Winston, maybe something he wants to play a little bit more confident on it as he goes for a dive in the backline, but is forced to go really low and back out, barely managing to stay alive.
Just barely. Timeless's comp does enable them to put more pressure on the backline. However, Pirates and Pyjamas' comp means that Strider is going to be on top of Kuffa every chance they get. Doomed having PTSD from the previous match against the duels with Boat, but this time it's Scissors.
Yeah.
Scissors really putting the pressure on. Kuffa doing their best in the front line to pressure Strider, excuse me. This 1v1 lasting for ages.
Yeah, something you expect to see from Tracers here is they're marking each other. They're just going to be putting a lot of pressure on each other, making sure that they can't go for the enemy backline. And it's so back and forth between both these Tracers, making sure that they're in position of their supports to get that healing. And they're just going to be, scrapping in this backline here against each other. Both of them not really getting low enough to matter as a pulse bomb from Dooms comes out. I don't even care about what's going on up there. Chronic takes down Wub, it doesn't matter, because Scissors gets the pulse bomb onto Dooms and manages to kill him. And the rest of I guess the rest of the fight is going on, but who cares? Scissors won the Tracer one.
We're watching like, oh no, oh bro.
These staggers are so rough for Timeless.
We just saw like a 1v1 you see in your queues because you're queuing for ranked. And Scissors came out on top, both of them using the pulse bomb on each other. Eventually, Timeless does fall, but Pip looking very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Pip looking incredible on these fights here, managing to get the early picks that they need. Timeless not even looking bad here. I think they're playing this quite well. It's just that it seems that Pip is able to get the picks that they absolutely need to see. Kuffa goes for a dive on the back line, but it just gets immediately blocked off by the support line from Pip, as both of these breakers forced to use ultimates. But so Beck gets caught out by by Strider as he goes down once again, as Strider gets a beautiful nano, letting him go even further into Timeless's backline, even without the Nemesis form, taking out Scuffed, and now now Kuffa is caught out without any supports, and Pip is like once again going to be able to take that fight as the percentages ticks down. Doomed is alive, but can he touch? He does. He manages to get the overtime initiated on the side of Timeless as Pip is on 99%. So back on the Lucio comes into touch, but Doomed goes down at the exact same time, and so does Sobek with a beautiful ability usage from Strider comes out there, and Pirates in Pyjamas is going to win the first map here of the series.
That, to be honest, Naku, that was dominant from Pirates in Pyjamas.
I mean, that was a wash.
If I have to put it frank, I think this is a day of momentum, if you will. Pirates in Pyjamas winning their last match, and Timeless losing their last match. I think this is exactly what you expect when, you know, maybe the mentals are a bit broken from Timeless.
I mean, Timeless is looking so rough against this Pip team that I really expected them to come in here with a lot of fire under their ass and just start dominating after that, you know, rough loss against O3 Splash. But Timeless is looking a little hydrophobic today, not being able to take out O3 Splash or the Pirates. I mean, it's not looking good for them. They need to get back into this. They need to get their momentum back. They, you know, maybe bring out a map where you can put clear in, you know, something like that, something to change it up a little bit, because, you know, they didn't have a lot of time between such a heartbreaking loss against O3 and coming into this match against Pirates in Pyjamas. And Pip could say the exact same thing. They just won a clean victory against Rift, who, keep in mind, Rift also brought O3 Splash to map 5. You know, they're a team that, you know, has looked maybe not, you know, has not had the best seeding thus far since they got into contenders, but they're not a team to mess around with. And they can really show up when it counts. And Pip just, you know, brought them down quite. It seems I didn't get to see the match, but it seemed quite easily versus for the score there. And so they're taking that momentum from that win, bringing it into this Timeless match and dominating. Whereas Timeless is struggling to withhold against that, you know, shattering defeat against O3.
Yeah, and I mean, Timeless at the very first fight of the first point. We saw Timeless. We saw them play their game, take advantage of their strengths, play their time. But just about every fight after that was Timeless struggling for space, struggling to be aggressive, struggling to take advantage of picks that Wub or Doomed might have been getting.
Yeah, absolutely. Even in those cases, it just felt like Pip was so dominant at getting the picks. You know, the DPS line from Pirates in Pyjamas just looked so good there. On the Sojourn, on the Hanzo, on the Tracer, it didn't matter really, you know, who it was or what they were playing. It just seemed like they were able to get those picks that matters the most and just look really clean and good. You know, I don't even think Timeless looked particularly bad there. I feel like they played their game pretty decently. It's just that Pip shut them down at every corner.
On the first point, I'll agree with you. On the second one, I think we gotta agree to disagree a bit, because the way that, I mean, Kuffa stood still for a solid like 10 seconds and kind of just let himself
I could understand. Yeah, I could definitely understand that. It seemed that they were struggling on that second point to kind of, you know, play up to their standard. You know, it could be hard after, you know, losing that first point so easily, even when you feel like you played the fights right. You know, when, yeah, especially for somebody like Kuffa, who just is kind of forced to sit back and watch their team get picked off by the DPS a lot of the times, it can be pretty shattering to your mental health.
Yeah,
in these matches.
Yeah, some games of Overwatch are simply you can do everything right and still fail, and that's okay. I mean, that's life.
That's the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about getting back up, pushing your advantage, identifying the enemy's weakness, whether it's a physical weakness, a mental weakness, a lack of ultimates. If we're talking Overwatch, it's about doing what you know you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Still not entirely sure what Timeless's pick here is, what they're looking for. It is their map pick. It is what it's hybrid.
Hybrid.
It's hybrid for the second map. You know, so it seems that Timeless is kind of taking this moment. They're thinking it out a lot more this time. They want to take a time, take a breather, pick out the map that they know will work best for them. Maybe take some time to think about like who they want to play on this map. If they think it's better to put, pick a map where Clear is going to be more dominant on his hero picks, or maybe keep Cuffa in. Cuffa really wants to get back out there and take this Pip down. And I think this is just a good time for Timeless to take a moment, sit back, think things through.
I agree, and we have seen Timeless pick maps like Midtown or Eichenwald, and it seems as if Timeless have picked Midtown again, as I would kind of expect. They dominated uh, 03 Splash on Midtown. I mean, they did not let them cap the first point, playing the compositions that Pirates and Pajamas was playing. Or sorry, excuse me, 03 Splash was playing. So knowing if they can dominate that hard against a team that they believe is better than Pirates and Pajamas, I think they'd be able to take this map as well.
Yeah, and just like you're saying, we're going to see Timeless pick Midtown, which is, the map that I felt that they dominated 03 Splash on the most here, and hopefully they're trying to do that once again with Pip here on this map. And it seems that they're comfortable on this map. They played well on it last time with a full hold against 03 Splash, and maybe they can recreate the same match.
They gotta recharge the batteries here. They gotta head back in 0-0 mentality.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But seeing
definitely
go ahead,
come into
sorry.
this map. Sorry, definitely come into this map with a blank slate. 0-0 mentality. 03 Splash game didn't happen. That first map didn't happen. They're just coming into Midtown. They're going to play the game the best that they can, and they're going to win.
Yep, something from a strategic standpoint they have to understand, though, Timeless that is that they can't go into this playing exactly the same way that they played against 03 Splash. Then they will most likely end up losing. They need to be playing their game. They need to be adapting. Like we've seen them adapt over months
Yeah.
of dominance over contenders and calling all heroes.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we have to consider is that clearly Pirates and Pyjamas and 03 Splash are very different teams here, even if having similar brands, even with all the water stuff going on. And they might have to play this a little bit differently here, not expect, Winston to come out. Strider clearly very good on that Ramatra here, and that's a kind of something that we saw Timeless take advantage of last time against Infected's Ramatra. Maybe it wasn't the strongest it could have been, and Timeless really took advantage of that on first point, but I don't think they're going to be able to do the same here against Pip. So they have to come into this understanding that it's a different series, it's a different team, and they need to adapt to that appropriately.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing Strider on the Ramatra really comes to show how far as a player he's come. Because, initially he was a ball player and that's all
Yeah.
everyone knew him for. But he's evolved so much over time and learned so many heroes in such great detail to truly become one of the great tank players of NA contenders.
Yeah, that's something that's really special about Strider is like that. One, it's scary to think about. Like, if you go to Lijiang Towers, you know what Strider's gonna do. But on maps like Antarctica, you have to consider the fact that Strider can play that Ramatra now, and it's a scary thing to see. This Pip roster is kind of full of underdogs here. It
Yeah.
feels like, like you said, you've played with Chronic on a team, and Chronic showed up on this map and just dominated. It felt like Timeless's DPS line, and Timeless's DPS line is nothing to scoff at. I mean, Wub is a renowned player. I mean, Wub has Rise. That is a player that people know. And Doomed has been just an incredible force throughout Timeless's history. And so, like, to come into this series and play just coming into the series and play so well against a team that is quite frankly a scary team, a known and scary team is Timeless, and play so well. I mean, that shows a lot on Pip's side.
Yeah, I agree. So finally getting into Midtown. As you were saying, the underdogs, as pirates traditionally are, if you will, being those underdogs, I think they're still the underdogs coming into Midtown. Even though they've won this first map at Antarctic, I think them going to Timeless's playground, where they've dominated just about everyone they've come across on Midtown, on hybrid period, if you will. I think this is still in Timeless's favor if they complete their game.
Yeah, and I think Timeless took a lot of time to think about that. I mean, it took a while for Timeless to get ready for this map. It took a while for them to pick the map and then finally get ready to play it. And so I think they're coming into this map knowing it's their playground, knowing it's their place to dominate, and they just have to get ready to be in that mindset and show us exactly how good of a team and how good of players every single one of these are. And for on Pip's side, it's time for them to keep that momentum that they got from that first map and put it onto Midtown and you know, not give up. And you know, if they win this map, it's going to be really big for them. It puts Timeless in a bad position.
Really does. Now we're seeing Pirates on Pyjamas initially run out with some interesting stuff, but it looks like they're just going back to spawn, just doing a bit of scouting. Zolik actually staying on the Zenyatta, not necessarily a character he's known for being traditionally a mate support player, but Chronic and Sisters both on very much so comfort heroes. This will be very interesting to see how Pirates in Pyjamas use their pokey backline to slowly chunk out Timeless, but at the same time, can Timeless use their poke, their bunker almost composition to the advantage, as once again Doomed and Scissors having a bit of a 1v1.
Yeah, we're again back on the Scissors POV as these two Tracer players duke it out for dominance in this laundromat. And it looks like Scissors is going to take, you know, maybe back out for a little bit. It's not necessary to win every single 1v1 fight, as he needs to be in that backline with Strider on those dives. It's not going to be able to quite work out for them there. As they do have to jump out after, I believe, an anti come out on to the Timeless side to keep the backline up, as Kuffa is pushing his way into the front line of Pip, getting pretty low there. Same with Scuffed, as Chronic gets a major pick onto Scuffed here. That's going to put Timeless in a bad position without that Ana here, but Wobbed isn't giving up quite yet, getting the pick onto Chronic once again, but Strider and Scissors are in the train with Kuffa, and without that Ana there to support you, you just can't sustain as the tank. And it looks like Pip is going to be able to at least capture a tick or two on this point here.
Yeah, both of these teams playing a composition that's very slow, but Pirates in Pyjamas comp can play slower because of the Zen and Ash. A Dragon coming from Wub, a little interesting when you've already lost Doomed, but they're still trying to invest. Kuffa goes for the touch, but is completely cut off by the bubble from Strider. Chronic getting the pick onto Sobek. This is just Timeless getting ticked down slowly as Pirates in Pyjamas cap the first point with a little over 4 minutes still left.
That is a lot of time for Pip to be working with, and it felt like Timeless was maybe getting a little desperate there towards the end. Doomed has to go in to get that touch, but maybe going a little bit too early and getting picked off before Timeless was ready to do anything. And then getting that Dragon Strike out onto the Wub side, not really making any space or getting the picks that you're looking for. Not entirely sure what's going on, as Doomed goes for a Pulse Bomb in the back line, and it looks like a Nano Boost came out onto the Zolik Zenyatta to possibly keep him alive. But didn't quite get to spectate what happened there, as we're going to see more ults come out from both of these teams. Nano Boost, Brick ults, Zenyatta ults coming out. Bob is out. Kuffa can't make any space with that as the Bob pushes the back. Scissors gets a pick onto the back line, but Doomed and Kuffa are doing the exact same onto the support line from Pip, as an Annihilate comes out to take down Z-Man and Chronic. Strider is back on the Winston, but can't get anything done or get out in time to stay alive, as Doom takes him down, and they're hungry for more, as Scissors doesn't manage to quite get back to spawn, as Doomed gets the quick finisher.
If you count Wub's early Hanzo ult, 10 ultimates were used during that fight, which is wild that it was still such a close fight. Scuffed falls so early though to Chronic, and this is exactly what we've seen from Chronic time and time again. I mean, showing it off again. But Doomed in the backline whittling down these
Oh,
low.
but Chronic
Chronic!
on the Ash being absolutely dominant against this Timeless roster as a quick headshot onto Doom will put a stop to the push that Timeless was trying to put onto Pip as they're ready to push this cart, hopefully under this this midsection of Midtown.
Doomed needs to find his head before going back into this fight. The pulse comes out, doesn't get much value as he tries to put it onto Zolik. We are seeing Kuffa make the switch on a Monkey. Hopefully that will solve their problems, as that enables them to go a bit deeper onto this Onizin backline. Kuffa goes for the early dive onto both of those supports, as the Ana nade from Z-Man gets a little stuck into that bubble of Kuffa. Kuffa falls super low, being forced to jump out toward Cart. The Scissors going for a little flank.
Yeah, we're gonna see the mirror comp, and Scissors goes for the pulse bomb and gets two with it. What a beautiful stick from Scissors, taking out almost half of Timeless's roster in one foul swoop. And Timeless can't stay alive without those two players. And it looks like Pip is going to be able to capture this second point with another 3 minutes on the clock that Timeless has to stall for.
I would love a confirmation, but it has seemed like every single time Z-Man has used Nano, it is on the Zolik.
It's been a Nano Zed once again that Z-Man is willing to just like, I mean, jeez. It's something where you have to have a lot of confidence in the entirety of your team to put that Nano to keep a Zen alive instead of pushing further. Oh, a clean headshot from Chronic onto Doom, not quite being able to take him out, but it will put Doomed in a pretty scary position up there, and you have to watch out for that Chronic as a Nano boost comes out for the Kuffa, but a beautiful Coach Gun's gonna keep Kuffa away for just a little bit longer, make Kuffa commit that Primal Rage to take down Chronic, but I don't think it's gonna quite be enough. Both Primal Rage comes out, but so does the Nano Boost onto Kuffa. That's a rough use of those ultimates, not something you're really looking for. Is Strider manages to stay alive through that. And they're just kind of holding here, you know, staying on point, holding this point down for just for a little bit longer.
Both teams using so many ultimates, but so little happening. As we've seen conclusive throughout the map, but Kuffa messes up the jump. Doom gets stuck. Just these small mistakes forcing Timeless to, I mean, to be forced back. Wub switches onto the Sombra a little while ago.
Yeah, Timeless forced back to their spawn once again is not the look that they exactly want to have here. As the time, you know, ticks down for Pip, but Timeless seems to struggle to get any hold on them as Wub goes down by Zolik once again. A counter pulse bomb from Doomed is going to be able to take down Z-Man and Zolik, but Scissors has something to say about it with the pulse bomb of his own. But Doomed isn't done with Pip as he takes down 3 and looking for more. Both of the DPS are forced to back up, and Doomed is hungry for more. Doomed takes down Chronic.
Doomed on his Thanos arc said he'll do it himself. Kuffa falls very low. Does manage to get out. Doom killed 5 total.
That's an ace from Doom coming out onto Pip there, which is exactly what Timeless needs to put this match back into their favor. They have an EMP to work with now. Doomed getting beautiful picks here, looking to make it more into this next fight as Wub sets up for this EMP. EMP comes out, going for Z-Man. Z-Man gets low. The anti comes out. Wub is forced to get out of that fight as Strider looks to take control of the high ground, but gets forced out the Nano Boost. Finally onto Strider instead of the other support, but Strider gets slept out of it and is forced to jump back in onto Scuffed, but is not quite able to get the pick. It looks like it's Kuffa and Doom are back in the back line as Kuffa takes out Zolik. Doom going for a bit of an interesting thing there. As Kuffa does go down to Scissors, it's not looking good. Doom doesn't have a recall, but does get the healing in order to stay up. Strider is down. And Z-Man is looking in a tough position, trying to stay away from Doom, but Scissors with the pulse bomb takes out Sobek. It's not looking good. A counter pulse bomb onto Scissors. What a pulse bomb from Doom. Scissors goes down. They're looking for more. It's in overtime. Pip has to touch. They barely make it in time. Kuffa's there. They're trying to stop this push, but it's not going to be enough as Scuffed goes down, and Pip is pushing this cart further and further along. Doomfist manages to get the touch, but Doom goes down to Strider, and Pip capture the 3rd point in overtime. Oh my god.
I am flabbergasted. I am baffled. I am bewildered, if you will. This push from Pirates and Pyjamas, they should not have capped that 3rd. Timeless had every single thing in their favor to perfectly hold that at third. And it all started off with a misplay of the Wub EMP not getting anyone aside from Z-Man, who had all the backup he could ever want. And then you had the Kuffa getting nanoed but falling asleep. You had Scuffed getting picked. You had the nice sleep from Scuffed onto the nanoed Strider early that fight, but Zolik and Chronic making their switches onto Brig and Sombra respectively to absolutely take over the fight in an insanely fast EMP from Chronic to shut it out. And then we saw the Doomfist from Strider last second. What can't this guy play?
Oh my god. I mean, from ball one trick to master of all. What an insane story from Strider. Coming back on that Doomfist and taking out Scuffed there at the last second to put Pip in the position to capture that third point. I mean, so much happened there between, you know, an EMP that didn't quite work out to an insane pulse bomb from both of those tracers. Doomed trying his hardest to make some work happen, but not quite being able to get the results that they needed to win, as, you know, Pip just kept forcing and coming back from spawn in order to capture that third point. And
we're seeing things flip back around now. We're seeing Scissors on the far left side, possibly looking for Doomed.
Scissors looking for that Doom 1v1. Isn't going to get it this time, as Timeless is looking for an interesting reposition here on the Monkey, going for a bit of a position where they have control of this point here and start playing the defense actually instead, as we see Wub onto the Hanzo is going to be able to get Scissors low for Doom to finish them off. Same with Strider, but Strider's barely going to get healed back up as Timeless goes for the dive onto the high ground. Z-Man's caught out pretty alone. Wub is looking for the pick. Timeless collapses on Z-Man. Z-Man goes down, but so does Kuffa by Strider. Now Timeless just need to reposition here onto the point, try to get another pick. Scissors in the back line on Wub. What will Wub do about it? Just to back up as Doomed goes down, gets caught out into Pip's back line as Wub and the rest of Timeless are forced to back up here after getting one tick.
Wub finding those angles early on, but afterwards Kuffa got picked, just barely getting caught out of this bubble in the back line. Stuff getting picked off there by Chronic is going to force them all back, but I don't think they're going to be able to get out. I think this is just going to be a staggered fight. Wub needs to be hitting more of these shots, unfortunately, because that's just what Timeless's comp banks off of it, is Wub hitting the shots, Doomed winning the trades, Scuffed getting the antes, and we're just not seeing that enough.
Yeah, that is so rough from Timeless there, getting that stagger off. It gives Pip so much time to work with here on this first point. Only 2 minutes on the clock for Timeless to work with, trying to capture this point. They're going to go for the exact same play, jumping into that back line, but Pip is ready for it. Gonna bob the rest of Timeless. It hasn't had the time to rotate yet. Doom trying to counter it with a pulse bomb, but not quite getting it off. And the Tracer 1v1s are back as Scissors gets low instantly as Doomed manages to steal that health pack, but it won't matter as both Tracers have to get out on their own. Kuffa going for a dive, but getting stopped by the Ramatra. Trying to go for that dive again. Oh, it looks like Chronic's called out by the dive from Timeless. This could be massive, but Strider isn't done yet. A sleep dart from Scuffed is going to stop the Annihilate from mattering as Kuffa goes for another. Oh, I was wrong. The Annihilate's still there. It takes out Wub. Scissors goes down. Strider's looking for another pick onto the break there, and it's going to happen as Doom is forced to kind of run away as Strider punches his way through all of Timeless. Scuff gets the pick onto Z-Man. It's so back and forth. Neither of these teams are willing to give up this fight here as the Primal Rage comes out, but it won't be able to get anything but keep Kuffa alive for a little bit longer as Kuffa gets lower and lower here. A beautiful pulse bomb from Scissors with the Scuffed is going to make the Ana go down. That means Timeless has so little heals to work with here, and it's going to show as Chronic gets another pick onto Kuffa, and Timeless is forced back to their spawn. They only have 15 seconds to capture this first point.
This is just disappointing from Timeless. They've had the opportunity to win so many of these fights, and they let it slip through their fingers. I mean, at the stake of Pirates and Pyjamas popping off, to be like literal. They're insane as Kuffa goes for the jump across, and they're going to be trying to take the space.
Oh,
takes down Z-Man. That's the pick they need.
Z-Man. This is exactly what Timeless is looking for. They don't have a support now. Wub hits that shot. Doomed looking for the pulse bomb. Could beat a lot as the pulse bomb comes out. It can't quite get anything. But keep in mind, Pip still doesn't have their Ana here yet. Means they're going to have to back up a lot, but Timeless needs to do something with this advantage that they've been given, and they're planning to do that with a Nano Boost. Wub gets another pick onto Chronic. A Nano Boost comes out onto the Brave. Z-Man's favorite, nanoing your other support as Strider is forced back into that corner. Doesn't quite go for the Annihilate, but goes for the Nemesis Form, gets taken down, but Pip isn't done yet. The Break Home comes out, Scissors gets stuffed. The Break Home comes out from Timeless' side on so back. They're looking for just to maintain and stay alive. The Pulse Bomb comes out from Scissors. It doesn't manage to get anything, is doomed, has something to say, gets down, Z-Man gets down, Zolik looking for more picks. Scissors is the only one left, and Wub gets a clean headshot to take him down.
That was way too close than it should have been. the Pirates in Pyjamas backline special of the Z-Man Nano onto Zolik almost got the better of Timeless. But luckily, as Kuffa gets on fire, Timeless is able to cap that first point, and it's going to be a matter now of can they keep up this momentum. Chronic gets the pick on the Doomed early. The Dragon from Wub gets nothing except forcing them back, but Strider with the Nemesis form keeps him up. But it's just long enough as now they get to W key with Strider ult.
Strider using the ultimate to W key onto Timeless here, gets the pick onto Wub, who was a little bit caught out, and forces Kuffa to back up back into Timeless's spawn. It's not looking good for them as they keep getting pushed by Pip. A Pulse Bomb and an Anti comes out, but Strider barely manages to survive to that. How do you live through all of that? A Nano Boost coming out onto Kuffa will finally get a pick onto Timeless' side as both of the support line goes down. Scissors is looking for more as Pip isn't ready to stop using ults to win this fight as they get both of the support line for Timeless. Kuffa commits ultimate to not get killed by Scissors there.
You know, some people might think that that was an awful idea. He should have just let himself die and then come back. But keep in mind, if he does that, he won't be here for the beginning of this fight, and his team won't be able to have any type of forward positioning. But because he's still alive, he can hold his high ground with his team.
We're going to see Strider swap over to the Winston here as well instead of keeping that Ramattra, which is an interesting pick considering how well the Ramatra's been working. But keep in mind your DPS line is still there. Scissors gets the pick onto Doomed. This could be big for Pip here, who can stop this push here as Timeless just kind of, sits back and waits for just a little bit longer. Plays this slow, looking for a Hanzo pick onto Z-Man. Not going to quite get it off. As so Beck goes down from Scissors and a Nano Boost comes out onto Strider. It's not looking good for Timeless as Wub and Scuff go down. Kuffa's the only one there. There's only 9 seconds as Kuffa goes down. Can Timeless even touch the point at this point as Doomed comes back but gets instantly shut down. Overtime starts ticking down, but I don't think Timeless has enough time to get back as they lose the second map here and Pip takes it to 2-0 versus Timeless.
Timeless's map pick and Pirates in Pyjamas took them to school on it. I mean, this was us seeing Timeless
struggle.
I mean, they are struggling. They're fighting tooth and nail, and they're doing nothing right. They're getting taken off. They're not getting a second to breathe. They're getting taken off guard. They can't even get a full fight in Naku.
Yeah, Timeless is struggling here on this series versus Pip. I think all of us here are gonna need to just take a second, go to a break. We'll be right back for the map 3 of this incredible series. Will Pip be able to finish it out, or will Timeless make a reverse sweep come back? Find out when we come back.
Welcome
And
back, everybody, to this series of all time. I'm here with Naku.
I
What is
mean,
happening?
what an insane first two maps for Pip. This is not something that I expected seeing. And so again, once again, Timeless's map pick on a scored here, going for Route 66, hoping to bring themselves back into the series here, looking for a reverse sweep. Another map 5 might be happening. And that's exactly what Timeless is hoping to get here, as Pip is looking to finish out this series on Route 66. I mean, this is looking rough for Timeless.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but Timeless right now is the one that's looking like amateurs of these two teams. It is just, they're just, this isn't the same Timeless we saw during the 03 Splash game, or to be frank, any of these other Summer Series games we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's looking, they look so rough out there after their heartbreaking defeat versus O3 Splash. I couldn't tell you what's going on in the players' heads right now. I just know that they are not happy with what's happening right now. I know these players pretty well. I'm going to be honest. They're incredible players. They're so funny. They're so incredible players. And I know that they can get back into this. They just need to find that inspiration to do it.
I know exactly what's going on in their head, Naku.
Uh-huh.
Frustration, disappointment, and Route 66.
That's the
Those are
only three things they
those
need
are
to think about right now.
it
What they
really
need to
is.
think about is winning this map, in Timeless's head, and Pip on the same wavelength there on Route 66. I think this is an interesting map. Maybe some more Monkey coming out. Once again, I'm hoping to see some clear. I think Route 66 might be the map that they're looking for here. You can play that Sigma, you can play that Diva, but Kaffa is still going to maintain on this Winston here.
We
Yeah, your turn.
we've seen Timeless have the strategic monopoly over so many teams before, but right now, versus Pirates and Pyjamas, they're struggling, and we need that to come back from Timeless. If Timeless want to stay in this game and to want to put up a fight on this attack, Timeless need to show why they've gotten this far.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Timeless is a great team. I think they can
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
come back from this. And I don't think they've been showing their full potential in the last two maps, and they need to bring that out on this map. And that's exactly what they're going to be looking for. We're going to see Scissors come out onto the Echo here, a classic pick for a lot of this series. Seeing a lot of Echo come out. Timeless, maybe not as comfortable on it, keeping Doomed and Wob on this kind of dive-centric Tracer Sombra here with the hacks onto Strider coming out a lot of the times. Scissors looking to get some value out here with those bombs, but not quite getting what he might be looking for, as a dive on the side of Pip comes out and Scuffed goes down, and so just the back is Scissors, and Strider performs such a perfect dive onto the back line there, and it's not looking good for Timeless once again, as the rest of the team goes right back to spawn, and Pirates in Pyjama is able to push this cart further and further along.
Timeless taking so long to do anything and giving Pirates in Pajamas so much space. Pirates in Pajamas doing an excellent job of taking advantage of that, and that being their go sign to hard dive onto Scuffed and Sobek. And there's nothing you can do against how hard Pip is diving on them. Kuffa and Doomed retakes the high ground. Zolik's still there, but decides to go for the drop. Strider doesn't want to give it up so easily. Uses the bubble, which is quite an important cooldown in this type of composition. Kuffa on the high ground. Strider and Kuffa having a little tussle. Both of them getting anti. The EMP comes out and gets Scissors and Zolek, but there's no follow-up.
Yeah, a lot of ults coming out, including a Pulse Bomb from Doom is finally going to get a pick for Timeless as Chronic goes down, but it gets countered by Scissors on the Echo, taking down the support line for Timeless once again, and it's not looking good for Timeless as Kappa goes for a dive, but you don't have any supports. You're willing to commit the ultimate, but is that really going to be worth it? Maybe, as Doomed and Kappa go for the backline. Z-Man goes down. The ultimate comes down from Pip as Scissors is looking for more. Hungry for a third, hungry for a fourth as Kuffa gets low, and Strider and Scissors on the Winston duo. It manages to take him out. Scuff finally able to stop Scissors from primaling them, but it won't be enough.
Oh,
as
no.
Scuffed is getting bullied by Pip.
This is just sad.
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Scuffed is crying in the club.
Oh, even Doomed calling for a pause here. It looks like Timeless is just struggling so much here.
I mean, a tactical pause isn't a thing. The teams can't call those. But
Right.
if there was any time to call it, now would be the time.
Would be the time. They've taken so much time thus far I mean, they took so much time to pick the second map. They took so much time with the break. I mean, oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. Never mind. We're back. We're ready, and Doomed goes down. Doomed is dead from Chronic. Not sure what that pause is for. Not sure what's going on here. But Timeless needs to get back into this. They got 4 minutes to work with here to stop Pip's push, and Pip has 4 minutes to capture this objective as both teams taking pop shots at each other. Kuffa trying to keep that high ground, but getting forced out by Strider as an anti-nade comes out, but I don't know how much value they're going to get out of that when Strider dives onto the back line. Scuff goes down from Z-Man. What a beautiful coordinated dive from Pip, going to be able to take out Timeless as Strider gets to win that Winston duel against Kuffa. The support line for Timeless fighting back against So back trying to do as much as they can, but Scissors being able to stop their rampage, but Doomed and Wobber still there, finally taking out Pip and finally stopping that cart from moving any further.
Once again, we see Doomed just taking the match into his own hands, doing everything he can with the assistance of his team, of course. And oh, Chronic gets the pick on Disgust. This is so awful for Timeless, as now Pip can just walk in. Pip has Timeless read like a book.
Yeah, I mean, this is hard to watch at this point. Scuffed goes down once again. You have that nano boost. You need to be able to use it. It puts Kuffa in such a rough position without the support that they need, as Scissors with this duplicate gets pretty low, not being able to get a whole lot of value, but is able to force Timeless back a little bit further as the rest of Pip managed to push this cart further and further along. They're so close to capturing this point, and Timeless need to do everything about it. They have the EMP, they have the nano boost. That's exactly what they're going to use. Scuffed dies again, but Doomed manages to get the counter pick onto Zolik, which is exactly what they need. Kuffa going for the backline, but won't be able to get it as the nanos come out, and the ultimates flying all over the place for both of these teams, and Pirates in Pyjamas is going to be able to take advantage of that chaos and win the fight and capture the second point.
We saw for a split second a little bit of the old Timeless, the real Timeless that we know.
Just a second.
Just a second of the EMP dive onto that brig of Zolik. Immediately, it just went away. The cohesion of Timeless is nowhere to be found right now. We need that back if Timeless wants to have a shot at this. Because right now, they're just getting rolled. Kuffa trying to maintain this space, but every single cooldown being forced on him as Sobek gets picked by Chronic.
I mean, once again, the support line for Timeless going down so early. Doomed trying to make a difference here in the back line, taking down Chronic, but without a support line, Kuffa can't do anything, and it gives Pip so much room to work with here as they force the rest of Timeless back into their spawn. They have so much room, they have so much time, they have ultimates once again, and Timeless is still working on building theirs.
I mean, Timeless are just throwing things at the wall now. As Scuff goes onto the Kiriko, there is no point to be on a Kiriko with a Brig. At that point, just switch Lucio. At least they have the Brig ult for that. So they're going to have to take advantage of it this fight, or else Pirates and Pyjamas are going to cap with well over a minute, potentially. So they're getting taken low, and the ult being forced out of them.
Yeah, not looking good for Timeless here, as we see ult being forced out of Timeless early here, and Pip is early to respond as a pulse bomb goes out onto Sobek, taking down that brig, giving Pip so much room to work with. Scuffed looking for a pick onto Scissors, but it won't work out as Chronic manages to take him down in response. Doomed once again, looking for anything as a pulse bomb comes out from Z-Man. Kuffa finally getting a counter pick onto Chronic, but it won't be enough as the rest of your team goes down. Doomed with another pick onto Zolik, trying his hardest to make a difference for this fight. and it might actually work out as Timeless gets the
Oh
good
my.
respawns. Strider finally goes down as Timeless come back from spawn to put Pip back in their place, looking just like barely enough to stop Pip from capturing that point.
We finally have a solid fight win for Timeless, and they might not have a necessary advantage, but this is last fight territory and you have a Curie ult. Against Chronic and Z-Man's ult, this is a very winnable situation as they go for it early and the Nano comes out onto Zolik. The Pip special, Z-Man falls very low but gets pushed into the corner by Cuffa and Doom. Chronic falls soon after. Oh god, we're bombing.
Timeless. Timeless.
I'm on the floor.
Timeless.
I'm on the floor.
The point. You gotta stay on the point.
I'm on the floor. You know, if you thought Pip would roll, if you thought Pip would do this, you can either see the future or you're lying.
Watching this map is worse than watching my parents divorce. This is so difficult. Doomed. I think Doomed might well be Jesus Christ at this point. I mean, trying so hard to make anything work, but not being able to just get... It's just not enough. I mean, how many deaths does Scuffed have? Because I've counted like 10 at this point. I mean, it's so bad for Timeless. They need to fix something.
I mean,
As another pause comes out on the side of Timeless. I mean, what can you do? What do you do?
Honestly, I mean, similar to how you put it, Timeless is falling apart like my most recent relationship. Like, this is not fun to watch. It's not fun to be a part of. It's just sad. Like, you feel bad. And it's unfortunately, I think, Naku, it is just continuing to get worse. The loss against 0-3 and how important of a match that is. And then, this is a game that Timeless, on paper, should roll through. And they are struggling. They aren't cohesive. They aren't... I mean, if I were to just be watching this and have no knowledge of anything, I would assume that they are all, like, deafened. Like, it just looks like they're bored and they just want this to be over. But even if that's not the case, Doomed has rage quit. Doomed is dead. All right? I'm sorry to... he hasn't. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like I need to say that just in case. But most likely just some game issues, which is wild because he's the one that's doing everything for Timeless.
I've had #1 Timeless fan in my bio for a while on Twitter, and I've just changed it to @Timeless. I can't sit here and watch what happens and still claim myself to be the #1 Timeless fan. It's not true in my heart. Doom seems to be back in the lobby. It seems to have just been some technical difficulties coming
Maybe he
out
needs
from
to stay out.
Timeless.
Maybe he needs to stay out for a bit. Not leave, just like,
I don't think they have time. We're going back in to the match as Prod types to us a little bit more here. Timeless, looking to bring this back, looking to capture this third point here, and bring this map to a Doomed is on Junkrat.
A bit of a different composition coming out from Pip. A very spawn-holdy comp, which is definitely what they're going to be doing. Like you said, Doomed on the Rat, Sobek on the Zen, a little new something there. Doomed most likely just being on Rat to try and force them out. At this point, throwing anything at the wall. However, Doomed going in.
A counter pick from Walb and Doomed is going to mean that both of the teams are technically even for this fight coming up here. And that's not bad for Timeless right now. I will say that. They've looked worse. coming into these fights. And so, you know, Doom gets the fast respawn here, coming back onto Tracer could make a major difference. Kuffa getting pummeled there won't matter as Zolik goes down. This is the type of Timeless we need to be able to see here, as Kuffa kills both of the support line and forces the rest of Pip off of high ground as Doom finishes off Strider. This is Timeless.
Yeah, this is the Timeless we've been waiting to see this entire series. That was a very cohesive fight, other than the Doomed Junkrat. That was unique.
Play.
It was unique. He's quirky like that.
He's quirky like that, and that's maybe what we need to see.
Yep, and now we're going to see Pip still in that composition, except for Scissors on the Tracer. Timeless is going to have to be punishing their rotations. Zolik looking to go straight onto that backline, but Pip very split, not going to be able to get much value. Z-Man falling to 1 HP, gets hit, boomed by
Strider. Strider getting really low, and what manages to take him out. Scissors finally getting a pick onto Sobek is what Pip is looking for, but I don't think it will be enough. Your tank is down, and Kuffa has free reign onto your back line. Zolik goes down with the Doomed follow-up, and it looks like Timeless is going to be able to capture this point with so much time on the clock as Doomed goes for the pick onto Scissors. They're not even letting Pip get out, as Timeless has almost 5 minutes on the clock coming into this second point.
Oh, damn time. Honestly, this is the Timeless we saw during that 0-3 Splash game. This is the cohesive Timeless that are going for the early play, instantly getting Zolik and Chronic. I'll ignore it. The Pulse Bomb comes out from Scissors. The trade coming in now.
In the back line, looking for more as Timeless has their free reign. Scissors getting pretty low, looking for Doomed, but Doomed is managing to get that counter pick. Timeless will get the advantage in that fight, is able to push the cart along, but Scissors putting up a hell of a fight in the back line.
Alright, Chronic onto the Sojourn. This is something I think he was just wanting to do. I think he was just wanting off that Sombra. He wasn't getting value because of Sobek's Sprig, maybe because of Kuffa or Doomed. Whatever the issue is, the early nade is quite big. Kuffa decides, I'm going to make it bigger. Forces the beat with his Primal, as Strider and Z-Man both get forced as well. I mean, just ults being traded back and forth, but Timeless having the advantage. Love takes out Strider. Doom gets the nice pulse onto the coalescing Z-Man. Zolik gets taken down late by Scuff. We finally see that comeback. Scuff so very needed and deserved.
Timeless showing us that they aren't done yet. They aren't out of this match yet. They can still win this match. They can still win this series. The Timeless DPS line is back in action, taking out Pip. Kuffa is back in action. This is exactly what Timeless needed to look like. This is exactly what they wanted as they come into this last fight, as Strider tries to touch to stop Timeless from capturing this point with so much time in the clock. Ultimates are coming out. Scissors touches the point, but isn't going to manage to do anything. Scissors gets low. Timeless takes down Scissors, and Zolik instantly as Strider gets anti, goes for the dive. But Kuffa and Swamp take out the rest of Pip. They got 4 more minutes on the clock to capture this third point.
I mean, like, I'm bewildered because of Pip rolling, and I'm bewildered now because Timeless has decided to turn their monitors on. Like,
this is this is what Timeless needed. They turned their monitors on. Their ping is fixed. They're looking for these fights. They are doing insane work here on these dives. Strider looking for something on Wub. Chronic finally getting the pick onto Doomed. This is looking good for Pip, but will he be able to maintain it as Scissors gets low to the Wub's Hanzo? Looking for something. Scissors and Strider going for a beautiful coordinated dive onto Wub, being able to take them down. It looks like Pip is finally going to be able to win a fight here as Sobek goes down soon to follow. Strider and Scissors finally getting a little bit of momentum on this third point here.
This being the very first fight that Pip has won, it's going to finally give them somewhat of an ult advantage as well. Strider is very close up, already got the bubble force out of him, now he has no jumps, kind of stuck in that front line as the pulse gets whiffed by Doomed. Unfortunately, Scissors in the back line almost has their pulse as well. Strider going to be struggling on that high ground as Kuffa is forced to use the Primal. Z-Man uses the Z-Man and Chronic combo. We're seeing something different from Pip.
I mean, this is crazy coming out from both teams here as Scissors takes down Wub finally. Strider in the backline manages to take out Scuffed. Pipe is making a little bit of a comeback on this third point here as Timeless is forced to go back to spawn as their entire team is dead. And Pip gets a little bit more of an advantage here as Timeless doesn't have anyone else to work with coming into this next fight.
This is looking unfortunate for Timeless. They were looking so good, and now they are at such a disadvantage when they need to have the advantage. Doomed pressuring the point, pressuring Pirates and Pyjamas not to come back, and I mean, Scissors just takes his sweet time making sure he lines it up. He gets the framing right as Scissors finishes up Wub. That's a picture perfect pulse right there from Scissors, and just a cleanup for the rest of this fight, as now by the time next fight starts, we might be in a minute left.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Timeless on this third point. They had so much momentum coming into it with another 4 minutes on the clock, and Pip has managed to take that 4 minutes and turning it into 1. Coming into this almost maybe last fight for Timeless. I mean, they're getting really low on time. They need to make something happen right now as they set up. They have that mana boost ready for the dive. Strider goes for a bit of a push on the back line, getting a little bit low there. Scissors is going to go down as Strider pulls out the ultimate to maybe make a recontest happen. Looking for Scuffed in the back line, not going to be able to quite get it. Kuffa is looking for a dive, gets Zoltik low as Dude finishes off the kill, and Nano Boost comes out onto Kuffa. Z-Man goes down, Strider goes down, Scissors goes down, and so does Chronic. It's Timeless. Are they able to do it? Can they capture this last and final point without a touch coming in? And they do it with just 12 more seconds than Pirates and Pyjamas coming into this next round. It's winnable.
It is very winnable. We're just gonna have to see Timeless do what we've kind of been waiting for them to do. The defense is where we've seen them struggle on so far on this map. So this being the third round, they will be defending since they have more time. Also that being said, they sucked at their last defense. They barely won a fight, I believe, until third point, when they actually fully won their first fight. So Timeless is going to have to change it up a bit, which it looks like they are doing. They're going to be changing it up just a little bit, as last time they were playing more of the on a brig monkey kind of goofy funny stuff. But now Pip gonna be I believe this is what they were playing on their attack.
Yes.
And this is sticking to what they're good at, what they've been rolling on. Chronic on the Soj, Scissors. I mean, Scissors on the diving of the Echo with Strider, the Tracer, Z-Man's antis, Zolik keeping Z-Man alive. Timeless need to just be so much more coordinated, just like we saw on quite a few fights on their defense. This is what we need to see Timeless do. They're not going for they are going for the spawn hold, which is a little interesting given how split and diveable their composition is.
Yeah, well, they're on the Ramatra here, which is exactly...
Oh.
Strider pulling it out. The ball is hot and ready. Going for a bit of an more interesting dive drop here. Strider pulls out the classic ball that Strider is known for, going for the pound onto the back line, not being able to quite get anything done as Scissors goes for a little bit of a late coordinated dive there. Strider trying to get out of spawn, gets picked, taken down, but Scissors isn't done with Timeless as Scissors gets 2. Doomed saying the same thing, going for the back line, trying to maintain control of this point here. As you know, Strider's going to come back fast, but your team's not, as Scissors gets another pick onto Kuffa. Z-Man winning that 1v1 against Scuffed, and Pip is going to be able to take control of the point.
Alright, if I'm being honest, I think Strider went ball to show off. I don't think ball is good where they're playing it, especially against that Ana Zen, when they can easily just burn that ball down like they did, but he's doing it anyways because he thinks that he can. This confidence that he and the rest of Pip have are instrumental into winning this as Strider falls because of the nice anti from Scuff. The Doomed Pulse doesn't get too much value though.
Oh, as Chronic and Zolik manage to take down Kuffa, and so back this could be big for Pip, as it seems like despite the fact that Timeless keep killing Strider on that ball, they can't seem to fully finish off the rest of Pip and take down and win the actual fights. I mean, you're right about the confidence that Strider has on ball, but is it confidence if you lose, or is it just stupidity at that point? As Timeless does have one more recontest on this point that they're going to try to get. No, they're not.
Oh, they
They're
had
going
to
to back
back
up.
up. Scuffed got the very late overtime spawn, which meant that they couldn't go for the aggression that they wanted to. With Scuff's important ult, I mean, Pip has to play around cart, play slow. Timeless know that. They know they can choose this fight on their terms. They just can't let Strider get in behind for free. As
Another pause coming out on the side of Timeless here from Doomed. A bit of an interesting timing, as it seemed like a dive was just about to happen. So we'll see how that goes once we come back into this map. There's not a whole lot to say right now. We're coming back in.
the fastest of all time pauses. As Strider does get anti, Kuffa lives. Strider trying to get on the back line. Wub gets pushed in. I'm not quite sure what Wub was thinking there. Kuffa takes down Z-Man as Doom takes down Zolik. That's a huge pick. No support left for the side of Pip as the anti shuts down Scissors' copy. Kuffa primaling in the back line, finishing it off. Strider's ult onto the point, denies Kuffa of getting too close, but Doomed takes down Strider as Kuffa finishes off Scissors and pushes him away from the point. And that is Pip getting just barely past the first point.
Ironically enough, the fight that Strider stayed alive longest for is the fight that they lost.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know what that says, but I think it says something. As we see sides swap up here, Timeless is going to need to make quite a decent push here on attack. But they seem pretty confident, pretty good on first and second point attack last time. So will they be able to pull it off and win their first map of the series, or will Pip be able to hold them at first and win the series as 3-0 on Timeless?
We are going to see a bit of a mixture of compositions, if you will, from Pip. Pip going to be doing the Ramatra with so essentially the monkey comp, but with Ram.
Yeah, what's the plan? What do you think the plan is for them? Oh, hey, look, another pause.
Oh, looky there. I think Kuffa's dead.
Is it going to come out?
Are we going to...
P, guys, P. You've already used 3.
I mean, if it's technical... Come on, team.
What's going on? What's the plan? What is the plan? Can they not pause? Will it keep going? Is Kuffa even there?
I don't believe so.
This seems a little unfair on the side of Timeless. Is Kuffa isn't really around, but Wub is going to try to make it work, getting a pick onto Chronic early in the fight there. Pip isn't going to use the pause of their own, as Kuffa does come back in time to maybe make this workable. As a dive onto Scissors is going to work out. Strider goes down, so does Scissors, so does Zolik. Even without Kuffa, they still managed to win a fight.
I mean, Kuffa, like, maybe his dog threw up over the floor, and he had to go take care of it. You know, no pause, you know, whatever.
Listen, I know as a caster, I'm supposed to remain unbiased. That was bullshit, Pip. You should have paused. Anyway, back into the match here. We're going to see Kuffa finally here, you know, ready to take on the rest of Pip here. At the start of the fight this time, as Strider is immediately on this monkey again, going to get low. And I mean, it's just playing really far back here. You know, playing careful on both sides. We're going to see just a lot of zapping come out.
Indeed, a lot of zapping. Wub gonna get the ultimate, but it's taken out by a nice shot from Chronic and dive from Strider. And this is, I mean, unfortunately, it's a mess and it's over. And at least, you know, on the positive side of it all, I mean, at least they can take a shower and go to bed, you know?
Yeah, that is so unfortunate for Timeless there. I might have been wrong about that. Pip might have asked to use their pause. If that is the case, I apologize to Pip and congratulations on the match win. A clean 3-0 victory for Pirates in Pyjamas against Timeless, putting Timeless to a 3-3 on the rounds starting on this second week of Contenders, whereas Pirates in Pyjamas is 5-1 on games. which is very impressive from them coming into this series. Super impressive map win for them. Yeah, I don't have much else to say.
I mean, just baffling all around of the series. Pip, who, I mean, we've previously considered the underdogs of contenders.
Yeah.
This is stunning from them. Not only is it stunning from them, but it's disappointing from Timeless. We need to see them re get in their groove. Maybe just bad mental day after that loss versus O3 Splash. That's all right. It happens, but shouldn't happen again. You know, we
Yeah.
learn, we grow. Let's get back in it, team, eh?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to see an interview for this map either, as it seems that the players have already left the lobby. We're going to try to get Z-Man in here and see his opinions on what just happened. But other than that, it might just be all said and done. Um, incredible incredible showing from Pip,
Oh
honestly. I
yeah.
mean, like, kudos to them, an incredible showing, being able to 3-0 Timeless, a team that is definitely top of the bracket here for this series of contenders.
Yeah, we saw Timeless, although not this exact same roster, but a very similar roster, put up a wonderful fight in Overwatch League
Oh
at the
yeah.
beginning of the season. And so seeing them go out to Pip like this, it's it I mean it very much so will affect the standings as well.
Yeah, let's take a we can, take a look over at the standings here and see what we're at now. O3 Splash, of course, being 5-0 after that win against Timeless, putting them at the very top, right next to Pip now, who is 5-1, looking quite good there, with a plus 12 map differential, which is insane, absolutely insane from Pip here, and Timeless being shot all the way down to 6 after such a tough losses today. It's really not what Thomas is looking for. But it's the beginning of the season. We're only on the first day of the second week. Thomas can definitely make it up here. And Pip and O3 Splash, the matches that we saw them go up against today, looking really good for both of those teams. As we come in here, unfortunately, we are going to not have an interview here. But you will be able to come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST Eastern Standard Time to see Timeless maybe make a bit of a comeback versus Amplify and Afterlife, matches that should be in Timeless's a bit more in Timeless's favor tomorrow.
I agree, and I mean both of these games today, versus Timeless versus O3 and versus Pip, wonderful showing from every single player in the lobby.
Yeah, yeah, always.
Disappointing losses for Timeless, sure, but there were still so many highlights from every single player. I mean, if I had to choose, if I had to choose an MVP, I think I'd go with Chronic.
I'd go with Scissors. I think for that, at least that final map, I think Scissors showing up against Doomed is so impressive. Chronic, absolutely. Both of the DPS for Pip just really showed up
Yeah.
that whole series. And super impressive standings from the whole roster there. If I, I'm back and forth between Chronic and Scissors for sure.
I mean, and you can't discount the rest of the team. Z-Man and Zolik keeping each other alive through all the chaos, and Strider showing off his insanely deep hero pool,
Absolutely.
and I mean, like, proving that it's a good hero pool, not just that he can play. Like, it's, I mean, impressive from every single player. Disappointing loss from Timeless. Hopefully, we see them back at their best, and Pip. I mean, let's continue that domination we see from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful matches today for the Timeless stream. Thank you all for joining in on our stream. Timeless has just been affiliated, so you have been able to get more channel points on the Timeless stream
Oh,
with more emotes and sub badges coming in with this affiliation. I don't know if it has been happening, but there should have been predictions at the start of every match if that was able to be done. I hope you bet and won a lot of money today, because Timeless definitely struggled against matches that maybe they were favored towards. So if that is the case, congratulations. Thank you for everybody at the Broadcast Project for putting on incredible broadcast coming out today. Thank you to all of the staff who have put on such an amazing show for all of us, who have put so much support, so much time, so much time and resources into making this an incredible showing for all of you to be able to watch.
It is an absolute honor and pleasure. And Naku, I'm so excited for those games tomorrow with you as well.
Oh, absolutely. Those should be a blast to cast with you. It was so much fun being here. Thank you all for watching. And I think I will be throwing it to end now.
Well, thank you all for watching. Catch you later. Keep yourself safe and drink some water.